Hi there and welcome to Buzzer. This video is going to show you the basics of creating a new site and how to set up the basic things like layout and design so you can get a feel for how your site's going to look. I have over to the side here I have a little widget panel which I can move around as I wouldn't need to, and you can get to this on your admin panel under design and layout to come back to it. Now within my widget panel you can see we have quite a variety of widgets that you should probably spend some time scrolling through and just sort of getting familiar with, but varieties of things that you might want to put into the layout of your site. We have some community things about just sort of who's there and what they're saying. We have social stuff like Twitter. And so the widgets sidebar is lists everything you have, and then the widgets, there's some widgets that come already and it's all drag and drop. So I can move these around and change the layout of my site by simply just dragging things to where I want them to be. So let me actually scroll through here and add a new widget. I'm going to add tags. Let me drag that over to my right sidebar and I can just drop it in. And so it goes ahead and puts that in there for me right away. And I can see how that's going to sort of affect the layout of my site. You notice we have these empty boxes here where I can drag widgets, and it's telling me that right now that area is just empty, which means it won't show up when I go look at the final layout of my site. So if I close this up and I get out of the widget area, you can see that left sidebar was empty in the widget screen, and so I don't actually have a left sidebar on this page in my site. So this is an important thing to sort of keep in mind when you're dealing with your widgets. You're actually affecting the layout, the number of columns that you have, and what things you have. Now if I go back into my widgets here and I drag that tags thing over into left sidebar, now I'll actually have a left sidebar. So let's add another widget. I'm going to add some gallery images here. I want to have, you know, images showing up in my sidebar. And you can see it just goes ahead, pulls that stuff in for me. This is using the sample content that comes with your site. We also have settings for the various widgets. So if I click the little wrench, it opens up a little settings pop-up window. And I can change the information in here. And different widgets are going to have different settings in here. Obviously this has to do with images, so it has settings regarding that. This is set to thumbnail, which is this small image. If I change this to small, that's a little bigger than a thumbnail. And I change the grid. We also have visibility, so I can say I only want to see it on this page or I want to show it on all pages, which lets you sort of customize the layout per page on your site if you want to. So I save the settings and you can see it updates immediately and shows me what I've done that changed. I changed the size and the grid. I can also modify settings on the widgets that were already in here rather than new ones I've added. So if I click the settings wrench here for this multi-purpose widget, the multi-purpose widget is great because it lets you do pretty much anything. It's sort of like free text. The great thing here is so you can add images. You have a regular WYSIWYG toolbar so that you can sort of format things, the text the way you want it and such like that. I'm just going to change this to be a simple, just a simple sidebar block here that's saying that we have wine tasting. So I'm going to remove the sample content that was in there and just go ahead and put in a little bit of text about our wine tastings that I want to have show up so that people know about that. Put my text in. I could format this using the WYSIWYG if I wanted. You notice on visibility this is set to only show on this page, which is my home page where I'm editing it from. I could change it to be on all pages, but I'm just going to leave it for just this page so you can see how that changes things when we come back and look at it. So there's my wine tastings. I don't want that down there. I sort of want it right up front and center here, so I'm going to stick it all the way up in the top of the left sidebar so folks see that when they first come to the site. And additionally, I can remove stuff. So, you know, Buzzer's giving me some basic stuff. I don't want it. So the little red X, I can just go in and remove a widget at any time. It's going to ask me, do I really want to do that? Yes, I really want to delete it. But even if I've deleted it, so now I deleted the Twitter widget that was in the sidebar there because we don't have Twitter on this site yet. But I can always put it back. So you can just go to your widget toolbar and grab the widget and stick it back in there again. So deleting it doesn't just completely blow it away. It just removes it from the layout of your site. Another thing I want to point out here is this blog, this main content is also a widget. So this is actually a a custom page widget here that's displaying all of the blog entries on the front page. So I could change what the main content of the front page is here as well if I wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and leave this as blog because that makes sense to sort of have that information on my home page as the main content. And then if I click get rid of the administration stuff, you can see my wine tastings is showing up in the sidebar. If I go to another page on the site though, that wine tastings multi-purpose widget that I had there, it goes away because I had the visibility set only on that front page. So that can be really, really handy. It's a pretty cool thing that you can do.